Well, let me just be the first to tell you, nobody expected this days before the inauguration of Donald Trump. Now, this is a meme coin that Trump created. No, I don't think you should buy it. No, I don't. I think that ship has sailed. Okay, if you're watching this video at this point, if you don't own it, ship sailed. Sorry. This, though, is incredible for markets. I will explain why this is so bullish for markets in this video. And I think next week is going to be explosive. I don't even think like a rally is the way to put it. Explosive rally could be coming next week. And part of it could be because of this. And also what will happen on the inauguration day, in which I will explain that here in this video. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your stock market and Trump crypto update for January 18th, 2025. 2 days before the inauguration, Donald Trump has launched his own meme coin that is up 10,000% in less than 24 hours. So, yep, we probably all know about the coin at this point. If you don't, it's the Trump coin. There's the address and all of that listed here. It's got an incredible hype. It's soared to a $30 billion market cap. I think this is a really good sign for the stock market. And let me explain why that is. Wall Street has gotten very, very negative and bearish and worried about Trump becoming president and what could happen. Okay, I'll break this into two parts. There's two things that people are really nervous about when you want to boil all of this down. Tariffs is number one, and number two is immigration. Because if there was some kind of day one mass exodus for immigration, people sent across the border, then that is obviously not good for economic activity. Some people would say that is inflationary. I mean, I don't know how much of that I would buy, but it would definitely not be good for the economy. Tariffs, obviously, are a highly debated topic of discussion these days. Some people think they are deflationary. Some people think they are inflationary. I'm not here to really argue for either side. I think they're neutral. I really don't think they're a huge problem. Now, too large of tariffs could be an issue, especially if it's all at once. Now, there has been some rumors lately that tariffs will be implemented on a month by month basis, like a 2% per month tariff to 10% or so. So 6 months from now, we could have a 10% tariff instead of day one. Okay, I think there's some merit to that, and I think some of those rumors are probably true. This Trump meme coin launch really confirms everything you need to know. Trump is going to be a friendly entity to markets, not your enemy. And as Wall Street got very bullish after the election. That was obvious. The markets roared higher. Okay, that's true. We were up 2.5% the next trading day after the election, and we continued to rally afterwards. Came down for a bit and then rallied to new all-time highs. Ever since those new all-time highs, partially due to the Fed, partially due to inflation worries because of tariffs, markets have really reset. And we've gotten very fearful heading into the inauguration. You can see the AI Investor Sentiment Survey sitting at only 25.4% of investors expect stocks to be up over the next 6 months. That's about as bad as it ever gets. Okay, 34% of investors are neutral and 40.6% of investors are bearish. Now, Trump launching this meme coin is basically like saying to Wall Street, hey, I'm going to be good for markets. I'm not going to be the guy that comes in with a wrecking ball and destroys everything. Okay, now, before this coin was launched, I was under the assumption that we were seeing a sell the rumor, and we would see a buy the news reaction after the inauguration, which is on Monday. Markets are closed. So on Tuesday, you will likely see a pretty aggressive upside rally for markets. Okay, that is my opinion. Now, you can also see this kind of validated on the S&P. On Friday, you were up about 1%, and you gapped up above this trend line here. You have 8 touches on this trend line. It was a very well-respected trend line. This wasn't like a 1, 2, 3 touch trend line. No, it was touched 8 times and rejected at all 8. And there was, a couple instances like here and here that were pretty close. Here you could say that was kind of close, and you got rejected at every time. Well, you broke above that on Friday. And this is about as clean of a sign of a breakout as you could possibly get. So from a technical perspective on Friday, you were already showing signs of a rebound for markets. Now, considering investors are so negative still on stocks, I think we're in for an explosive rally in this upcoming week, as partly this meme coin shows again that Trump is going to be a friendly entity to markets. It's not going to be the enemy to markets, meaning I don't think we're going to get massive changes on day one, not to tariffs or not to, immigration policies. Now, it's also being reported today that China is sending the Chinese vice president to Trump's inauguration. That's probably not something I would do if I was starting a trade war with that country. Okay, so I think Wall Street got way too fearful of a potential trade war, of tariffs and immigration policies that could be inflationary. Thus, I really think the bond market got carried away here. Okay, I think the bond market is really going to be part of the main driver of markets in this upcoming week, because I think Treasury yields are going to come down quite dramatically. Okay, if you take a look here at 10-year Treasury yields, they have started to roll over. Okay, but I think they're going to roll over a lot more. 10-year Treasury yields at 4.62%. They've rolled over from about 4.8%. You're down about 20 basis points, 18 basis points or so. But I think 10-year Treasury yields are probably going to go back to the low 4% range. I think you're going to start matching up to some degree with where the federal funds rate is, which is at about 4.5%, 4.25% or so. Okay. That's going to be very bullish for markets. Mix that with the perception flipping from Trump's a big negative for markets, or could be a big negative to markets, to, oh wait, Trump's actually a big positive to markets. Positive for crypto, positive for interest rate sensitive, positive for deregulation and a strong economy. I think we've gotten really, really, really carried away with the negative expectations and really ignoring the positives. And I do think this meme coin launch in the last 24 hours, again, just reaffirms Trump's going to be positive for markets and really create what could be a risk-on appetite for stocks. Momentum is powerful. We're just now getting into earnings season. Banks are coming in really good. This week, we have more earnings. We have Charles Schwab, 3M, KeyBank, DR Horton, and others. Tuesday pre-market. Tuesday and after hours, you have Netflix, United, Interactive Brokers, Seagate, Capital One, Zions, and others. Wednesday, you have P&G, Abbott, Johnson & Johnson, Halliburton, Ally, Comerica. Wednesday and after hours, you have Kinder Morgan, Alcoa, Discover, Steel Dynamics. Thursday, you have GE Aerospace, American Airlines, Huntington. Thursday, you have Texas Instruments, Intuitive Surgical, CSX. And Friday, you have Verizon, American Express, and NextEra Energy. So you do have some earnings this week. The big banks last week were very good. I think, this week, we really don't have anything to worry about either. I really don't think this entire earnings season is going to be an area of concern. Now, is Q1 or Q2 a little on the weak side? Possibly. But with that backdrop of strong earnings, a good jobs report last week, lower than expected PPI, lower than expected CPI, the realization that day one, we're not going to get these big tariffs that are super negative, or if we do, they're going to be implemented most likely on a month by month kind of stepped up basis. I mean, Trump just launched a meme coin. I really don't see any bear case here for markets. Again, with the backdrop of all of these things that I'm talking about. Now, obviously, could we be surprised? Sure. But to launch a meme coin before you destroy the bull market just doesn't sound like a good idea, in my opinion. I mean, what do I know? But that just doesn't that doesn't sound like the ideal time to launch a meme coin. So with that said, I think markets probably going to start to swing back into more of a trading market, more of a optimistic market as we head into 2025 and head into deeper into Q1. CNN's Fear and Greed Index is sitting today at 38. That's fearful. That's not even neutral. You still have 60% of stocks in a current downtrend. And again, the AI Investor Sentiment Survey is at a 1-year bearish high. Just to get back to something more neutral would be quite a large rally from this point. Okay. And, whether we go to greed or we get into a very, strong market, couldn't tell you that decisively. I think we will, but that's kind of uncertain. Now, we did just see something pretty incredible, though. Even though markets are still very negative and very bearish, Jason Goldford on X writes, a week for the history books. The S&P 500 just strung together 5 straight days with more than 68% of its stocks advancing. That ties the record going back to 1928. So if Tuesday's a good day, as I think it most likely will be, this will be the longest streak ever in the history of the S&P and breadth advancing. Okay, better than 2021, better than anything you have seen ever. I think that's a sign, just like the S&P closing above its trend line here, breaking that trend line to the upside. I think that's a sign of a larger rally coming. But I think Trump's inauguration is really going to kick that off, that the party is back. The bull market is not going to be killed by Trump. And again, I think that's what Wall Street will slowly start to figure out, and then probably figure out all at once next week. So this is kind of just my expectation. I struggle to find a bear thesis at this point, as long as there's not some kind of crazy tariff announcement or immigration announcement on day one. Yeah, I would not want to be short this market. Let me just tell you that one. So let me know what you guys think about this down below in the comment section. What do you think about Trump's new meme coin? Do you think this is more of a risk on indicator than anything else? Did you buy this meme coin? Just let me know your overall thoughts around this. So thank you guys for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.